Do you know that there are purple, brown, yellow, red, orange, and green screen of deaths apart from the regular blue screen of death that software or your system may throw up? If you don't, then you are at the right place. Here is a detailed guide on the purple, brown, yellow, orange, and red screen of deaths. Let's get started. This is the Windows Club. No simple explanation exists for why the purple, brown, yellow, red, orange, and green screen of deaths occur with stop codes. In most cases, these messages are dubbed as fatal as they typically result in unsaved work being lost and a message advising the user to restart the computer. Here are some of the infamous screens of death explained. Let's get started. 1. Purple Screen of Death or PSOD. The purple screen of death is a diagnostic screen with a white type on a purple background. Purple screen is mainly seen when the VM kernel of an ESX or ESXi host experiences a critical error, becomes inoperative, and terminates any running virtual machines. It is not fatal and generally considered more of a developer testing issue. When encountered, it can be fixed quickly by pressing and holding your computer's power button to shut down the device. 2. Brown Screen of Death. Brown Screen of Death is mostly associated with gameplay, indicating the error is concerned with computer graphics. We know that all processors ship with a speed rating. So, running PC games with high graphics forces CPU and memory to run at speeds higher than their official speed grade, thereby causing frequent crashes. 3. Yellow Screen of Death. It affects the functioning of a browser, particularly Mozilla Firefox. The yellow screen of death appears as a word buzzing sound in the background when the XML parser refuses to process an XML document, causing a parsing error and a word buzzing sound. The issue persists unless you reboot the computer manually. 4. Red Screen of Death. Similar to other screens of death, the red screen of death or RSOD sometimes appears on computers. When it occurs, the affected computer stops accepting any commands from the keyboard or mouse. Issues related to the graphics driver and the corresponding applications installing wrong files can be attributed as the main reasons for the occurrence of the problem. Software conflicts when a computer is booting can also cause a red screen of death. 5. Orange Screen of Death. The orange screen of death on Windows occurs due to fatal hardware errors. Multiple reasons have been reported for the orange screen of death. Some had this issue when watching a YouTube video. Some users were not able to boot into Windows. It can even occur when waking up from sleep. Some had this issue with BitLocker, while others faced it when using a second monitor. 6. Green Screen of Death. The green screen of death color coding was intended for all Windows Insiders testing upcoming Windows 11 or 10 test builds and to replace archaic BSOD or blue screen of death. The purpose of the color swap was to make it easier for Microsoft support staff to differentiate between errors in test builds and those in production. 7. White Screen of Death. The white screen on Windows is also an error where the screen of the computer turns white and freezes. There can be several things that can cause the white screen to appear on the Windows laptop monitor. But the main issue could be because of malfunctioning of the graphics hardware. 8. Pink Screen of Death. The pink screen of death occurs in Windows 11 or Windows 10 if the computer is overheating or if there is an issue with your graphics card drivers. So that's it. Subscribe to the Windows Club for all your tech solutions related to Windows. Thanks for watching.